Welcome back to the class, everyone. A couple of days ago, we got an update in regards to a new type of datacron that we'll be getting. Along with that were some quality of life changes in general for all datacrons. But at any rate, with any piece of news that we get, there's good parts to it, there's bad parts to it, and there's numbers. So I do want to talk briefly about some of the updates and really just kind of the highlights that we should be getting out of here. But just know that we will be getting to eventually to a portion where we'll talk about these new datacrons and how they fit into the current in-game economy, and more importantly, if they are accessible for free-to-play. But going over back to the update, I'm not going to read this word for word. If you did read this when it first came out or watched a video by a content creator that made it around when it first came out, just know that there have been some changes and really things added to what was already here. So we will be getting a new type of datacron that will have fixed stats, and this within itself is a really cool concept, because one of the more annoying things currently about datacrons is when you just can't seem to roll the right combination of stats and or bonuses between the level 3, 6, and 9. I really think this was actually them wanting to add more levels to datacrons, but knowing that there would be a ton of backlash in regards to adding more variables to what was already a really variable heavy system, and they didn't think they could do that, so they kind of figured out an alternative, which is to have these locked stats. Now, there will be very few of these that are obtainable, and you can only obtain one of each type. The reason why I brought that thing up about having a lot of variables is because these datacrons will be able to go all the way up to level 15 rather than level 9, and what I'm judging from this image is we are going to not only have the alignment and faction bonus, which we already currently have, but we will also be getting character bonuses for multiple characters. 3 does kind of make sense because between GAC 5v5 and 3v3, and I guess even 2W in there, you should be having a minimum of 3 characters, unless I guess you're really special and your name is Darth Bane. But going on with the updates, that is one thing that is going to be happening. Now, really importantly, we will be able to acquire these focused datacrons, which that's their name, by the way, through the episode shipments. And the episode shipments, they are going to cost a grand total of 10,000 episode currency. That's really important. Number one, that's very expensive, and it's going to start to compete with some of the things that we were already buying if you do so choose to go after them. But some of the other really good changes that are coming along with this update, the two that I'm probably most happy about, is they're finally increasing the data cache cap all the way up to 100 million. This had frustrated me for quite a while, to be honest, because even though I never max all datacrons, and by that I mean I never get to all 30 level 9s, that never happens, but still, every single time a new datacron season rolls around, I hit the cap, and I try to start it with 0, I try to speed ahead, but at the same time, it never really works out for me, and I end up burning cash, even with the elevated 60 million, which is significantly more than the 30 we started out with. The other thing that I did really like in here is the fact that we are finally getting navigation arrows on the datacron screen, and I'm hesitant to, I mean, it's a good thing. I want to, you know, CG, thank you, good job, thumbs up. This should have been in there from day one, man. Like, this was basic as you can get. Like, let me toggle between the two. I would still like to have names, but I mean, I'll take what I can get at this point. So overall, as far as datacrons go, those are the two pretty positive changes. We are getting, obviously, this new type that has fixed stats, as well as more levels that will be there in a much more limited fashion. And what I was hoping for is that these would be replacing what the community has very affectionately referred to as whale crons, which, if you don't know what those are, those were very specific datacrons that would come with a new marquee character. You just had to max that marquee character within the first week, which is almost impossible to do if you aren't spending money. So that's not really what's happening here. They pretty much tell us, while the bespoke datacron rewarded from our new next marquee will use the format of the standard datacron set, so not this new thing, we plan to have future datacron rewards from marquees use the focus datacron format. So it's pretty clear, at least right now as of this post, the whale crons aren't really going anywhere, and instead of these being a replacement for them, they're going to be an addition to them, which I don't really love. It doesn't really benefit me at all, but at the same time, I understand their business, they have to make money, and it really is in the nature of this game to give benefits to people who do pay. There is pay to play. Like, there's always been pay to play. But at any rate, with there being pay-to-play mechanics, I want to see how accessible are these for free-to-play. Now, they did say in here as well that we will only be having, at least right now, 4 focused Datacrons per season or per Datacron set. With that being said, every single season here, we have about 10,000 excess currency, assuming you are maxing all the ways you can throughout the episode without actually spending real money. Meaning, you are going to be able to buy 2 Datacrons per Datacron set, 1 in each month if you have everything maxed out. And this is very important, still buy Omicrons. Right now, throughout the month, we actually have the opportunity to be buying 20 Omicron mats through the episode shipment store. And I will say, navigating a little bit away from the numbers, this is significant. I didn't make a video when this first came out because it pretty would have just been me saying, oh, this is cool, like 10 times over. But the fact that they added 2 more Omicrons in here, it not only increased us from where we were in the previous system prior to episode shipments and everything existing, this is the biggest uptick in Omicrons we have seen since they debuted. I know it's pronounced debuted. I don't know why words are hard. We didn't get this many with Leia. We didn't get this many through Conquest. We did get this through Galactic Challenges, but that was always the primary mode that we were getting them from. The Legends store doesn't give us that many. So that's really good. And I really never had the chance to say that, so I'm saying it now. So with that being said, I really don't want to give up those 20 that will be available through the store with the amount of currency we have. So if I want to get those 20 Omicrons and they cost 1,600 a piece, I'm going to be out 32,000 currency every single month. And I have about 42,000 currency free to play to be able to use. And for those of you who are wondering why this is 42,000 and not 41,000, it's because CG a while ago in an update made a change to the very first 4 milestones. If you are not currently aware in the episode system, how it works is that typically every 5,000 points you get to the next level. But one of the things they did to make it easier in the very beginning is these first 5 levels were reduced to those amounts that I was previously showing in the spreadsheet. The reason why this matters is because it has allowed some wiggle room to hit. And when I go back to the spreadsheet here and show you guys the number, it's going to actually leave you with 10,000 total episode points left over free to play. The reason why this matters is because if you make it to the very end of the episode track with excess points, they don't just go away or are useless. You actually get to put them into this bonus rewards area where you can draw anywhere between 350 currency to 2,000. Now, I really wish that I would have been paying attention over the last couple months what this averages out to. I don't know if you do. If you have data on this, please comment below or join the Discord and tag me, because I don't have any idea. But I'm assuming that it averages at least 500. I could be wrong. Sometimes the averages don't work out that way. But with the range being 350 to 2,000, I would really hope that it's at least 500. And that's what the assumption we are going on in today's video. So assuming that you are getting to refresh that at least twice, because 10,000 divided by 2, that's 5,000. And that is going to add an extra 1,000 in here. That means if you're only ever buying Omicrons through the episode shipment store, then you will have a grand total of 10,000 currency left over. And then that 10,000 currency can be used once a month to buy 1 Datacron in the new set. And because Datacron sets last 2 months, you have the opportunity, free to play, to buy 2 of them. So I do kind of like this, because while it does give an advantage, obviously, a pay-to-play people who are subscribing to the episode pass and getting, I think, what is it, 3 times the currency. They're getting, it's probably actually more than that because the loot box at the end, they're probably getting to faster. But at any rate, we're not just completely, people who don't pay aren't just completely shut out of this. They just don't have any, it's not that they don't have any options at all. They can actually get 2 of these, and we'll see how powerful these are. If we go through and we find out that there's a range of them, that some are better than others, or some that are significantly better than others, maybe only getting 2 and not 4 isn't the biggest deal in the world. I will say, and you can do this, I will not do this, but if you want to, you could sacrifice 6 of your, or it's probably going to be more like 7 of your Omicrons every single run, or every single month, that would lower the currency here, and that would actually give you a leftover buying power of 21,000, meaning you would go from buying 2 per DC set to 4, which that's all of them. So there are ways that you can do this more free to play. I really don't like doing that. It's not that I really have anything against Datacrons, but Omicrons are forever, man, and I'm short on them. I constantly feel short on them, and I'm starting to finally dip a little bit into Territory Wars Omicrons after being so GAC focused for a long time, and I really don't want to let that go. So that is pretty much where we land, everyone. Again, some very positive quality of life updates in here. A little bit sad that the whale crons aren't going away, but it is what it is. It's a business. And then as far as the focus datacrons go, they look to be interesting and at a very minimum free to play, at least if you're maxing everything, aren't going to be completely shut out. So thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think. And if you have the average for that currency box at the end, help a brother out. Well, until the next time, stay awesome.